Welcome to Jewish Learning Every Day for Wednesday, March 10th, Adar 26. This week's Torah portion introduces the accounting of the Mishkan, all the materials that went into the construction of the portable temple in the desert, known as the tabernacle. And it introduces it by saying, these are the appointments over the tabernacle. And it describes the tabernacle as follows. The tabernacle was a testimony. What does that mean? It was a testimony. Because it testified that God forgave the Jewish people for worshiping the golden calf. You see, when God gave the Torah to the Jewish people, God had chosen them and they were cleansed from all the negatives of the past. When they worshiped the golden calf, that was a betrayal of their faith in God, and God withdrew himself from them. But then, after they did teshuvah, after they repented, God said, okay, build me a sanctuary, I will dwell amongst you. So the sanctuary is testimony that God had forgiven the Jewish people for the golden calf debacle, and he is going to be present in their midst. But there's an additional insight here. The word for testimony in Hebrew is also related to a word that means a crown, L.E.D. It's a biblical term that's used. And what is that referring to? When the Jewish people accepted the Torah, they were given crowns. That means they were given certain spiritual energies that gave them the power to withstand all the different trials that exist in the path of our observance of Torah and its commandments. But when they worshiped the golden calf, those crowns were taken away from them. And now that they had done teshuvah, they had repented, God says, I will dwell in your midst and I will restore that crown, that spiritual crown. The message to us is that everyone can build his own or her own sanctuary within their own being. And when we build that sanctuary, God gives us that crown. He gives us that beautiful piece of jewelry, the spiritual power to be able to withstand all of the pressures that try to keep us distant from our God. And of course, the greatest obstacle that we have is the fact that we are in exile. And when we build that sanctuary by doing one more mitzvah, inviting God into our lives, we get rid of that final obstacle and we welcome Mashiach and the final redemption.